Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Imagine, just imagine, a love so powerful it can literally save your soul. Pretty intense, right? That's the world we're diving into today with Dark Hope, the latest in Christine Feehan's paranormal romance series, all about the Carpathians. If you love fantasy, romance, mythology, all that good stuff, shick, hit that like and subscribe button. You can find a link to the book in the description below. Now look, I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say that this story dives deep into the struggle between light and darkness.
No.
Not just in the world out there, but also within ourselves.
You know what's really interesting about Dark Hope is how it kind of blends these historical elements with the supernatural. Like, Feehan sets the scene in this village called Nachtblum, and this place is like steeped in local legends and ancient history.
It's this like really quaint little village, right by the sea, almost idyllic, but then there's this dark, dense forest looming nearby. It feels like civilization pushing back against the wild unknown. And then you have this legend of Baduhenna. She's this Frisian goddess who supposedly fought off the Romans with the help of crows and another goddess named Morrigan.
Right, and it's almost like the village itself embodies that constant tension between the light and dark, which is like so central to the whole Carpathian world. So for those of you who, might not be familiar with the series, the Carpathians are this ancient race of warriors who are constantly battling their own inner darkness, and they're driven by this need to find their life mate, the one person who holds the other half of their soul.
Okay, wait, hold on. Life mates. So it's
Yeah.
not just about like romance.
Well, not exactly. It's more like destiny with a supernatural twist. So each Carpathian male is born with half a soul, and somewhere out there, a woman holds the other half. And if they don't find each other and bind their souls together, the Carpathian risks turning into a vampire.
Whoa, talk about pressure. No wonder these guys are so intense. So where do our main characters, Silke and Benedek, fit into all of this?
So Silk, she's our demon slayer. She's fierce, independent, and she's tasked with protecting the village of Knockbloom. And then you have Benedek. He's this ancient Carpathian warrior, haunted by a dark past. He's drawn to Knockbloom, sensing his life mate is nearby. And you guessed it, it's Silk.
Of course it is. But there's got to be more to it than just instant attraction, right? I mean, they both have their own baggage.
Oh, absolutely. Silk is strong, she's capable, but she's also wary of losing her independence. And Benedek. He's struggling with centuries of pain and betrayal. It's really hard for him to trust anyone, even his life mate.
It sounds like their relationship is going to be like a total roller coaster ride.
You could say that again. And all of this is happening as this powerful demonic entity named Lilith is threatening to basically unleash chaos upon the world. She's using sea monsters, vampires, and demons to infiltrate and weaken humanity.
Wait, sea monsters. So we've got ancient warriors, forbidden romance, and now giant sea creatures. Christine Feehan is really throwing everything at us in this one.
Oh, she definitely knows how to keep readers on the edge of their seats. And Lilith's plans are getting more sophisticated, too. She actually manages to corrupt this seemingly ordinary fisherman. His name's Rake Bootsma. And she does it with demonic energy, turning him against his loved ones.
That's terrifying. It just shows you how insidious Lilith's influence can be. She's not just like attacking people physically. She's getting inside their heads, turning them against each other.
Exactly. And it raises the question, how do you even fight an enemy who can twist your loved ones against you? It's a battle on so many fronts, physical, emotional, spiritual.
And then just to spice things up even more, we have this mysterious mage named Dracos who shows up.
Yeah, Dracos. He's a wild card. Definitely manipulative and only looking out for himself. But his ultimate goals are, well, they're a bit of a mystery. He adds another layer of intrigue to an already complex plot.
And Silk doesn't trust him at all. She's got a really good sense for danger. And Dracos, he just sets off all her alarm bells. Makes you wonder if he's going to help or hinder our heroes in the long run.
It really does. And all of this leads to, a full-scale battle for Knockbloom. There are demons disguised as humans infiltrating the village. It's chaos. Silk's fighting for her life, using all her skills and knowledge to just fend off this attack.
So we've got demon slayers, ancient warriors battling their inner darkness, a love that could literally save the world, and sea monsters. It's like Game of Thrones meets Twilight, but with a historical twist. This is intense. Where do we even go from here?
Yeah, and amidst all that chaos and danger, you really see Silke and Benedek's connection kind of unfold. Like there's this one scene where Silke gets poisoned by one of those demonic sea serpents, and Benedek, he has to make this life or death decision.
Oh, yeah, he has to give her his blood to save her, doesn't he? But I mean, that could turn her into a Carpathian, which is like a huge risk.
Yeah.
It's like imagine having your entire existence just changed in an instant.
Exactly. And it's not just the physical transformation either. It's about, potentially losing a part of who you are, your independence. It's a dilemma that a lot of people can relate to, even without the whole vampire thing. Sometimes the things we do for love can really change us.
It makes you think about like all the sacrifices we make in relationships
Mm.
and how far we're willing to go for the people we love.
Yeah.
But Benedek, he doesn't even hesitate, does he? He just does it.
No, he doesn't. He's completely driven by his love for Silke, his need to save her, even if it means risking her humanity. And it's a testament to how deep that life-mate bond really is. Remember, it's not just a romantic connection. It's like a merging of souls, a sharing of everything, strengths, vulnerabilities, the whole package.
Speaking of vulnerabilities, there's that really intense scene where Benedek, he finally opens up to Silke.
Huh.
A bit about his past, all the trauma he went through as a child, how he was raised by this cruel Carpathian named Marius. And Marius, he basically tortured him for years.
It's a really big moment because Benedek is finally letting someone see his scars. Not just the physical ones, but the emotional ones too. He's letting himself be vulnerable with Silke in a way he hasn't been with anyone else.
And what's so powerful about that scene is how Silke reacts. She doesn't like shy away from his pain. She actually cries for him, which is something he's never experienced before. And it shows you how deeply she cares for him,
Yeah.
that she sees beyond the warrior and recognizes the wounded man beneath.
Exactly. It's a really beautiful example of the healing power of empathy. And it's in that shared vulnerability, that moment of raw honesty that their bond grows even stronger.
But even with all that emotional intensity, their relationship isn't like all sunshine and roses, is it? They still have to deal with the whole Carpathian possessiveness thing, right?
Well, definitely Benedek, like all Carpathian males, he has this deep-seated instinct to protect and control his life mate. And Silke, she's a strong, independent woman. She's not used to having someone try to run her life.
So it's this clash of wills, a battle for dominance, but also a struggle to find balance and understanding in their relationship. It feels very real, very relatable, even with all the paranormal stuff going on.
Absolutely. It really makes you think about the nature of love and freedom.
Yeah.
Can you truly love someone and still respect their need for autonomy? It's a theme that Feehan explores throughout the book, and it's not always easy to watch them, kind of navigate these challenges.
It definitely makes for some intense reading, but I think it's important that she doesn't shy away from those complexities. It would be way too easy to just make it a fairy tale romance.
Right. The tension and uncertainty, it makes their story so much more compelling. And all of this is happening while the threat from Lilith is escalating. She launches a full-on attack on Knockbloom, sending wave after wave of demons and corrupted humans to try to capture Silke.
The action in these scenes is incredible. Feehan really doesn't hold back. We've got Carpathians fighting vampires, dragons soaring through the sky, and Silke, she's wielding her crystal sword like a total badass.
Oh, it's like watching a movie in your head. Feehan has this real talent for creating those immersive cinematic scenes that just they pull you right into the action. And it's not just mindless action either. There's a purpose behind every fight.
They're fighting for their lives, for the future of humanity. And you see so much of the Carpathian culture and traditions come to life during those battles, like the ancient healing chants they use, the summoning of spirit animals. It just adds a whole other layer to the story.
And in the middle of all that chaos, there's this beautiful scene where the women of the village, they come together to perform this earth healing ritual. And it's such a strong reminder of their connection to nature, their role as protectors of the land.
It's such a stark contrast to the destruction and the violence that Lilith represents. And it reminds us that even in those darkest of times, there's still beauty and healing to be found in nature.
And speaking of balance, there's this really interesting scene where Silke, she's reading tarot cards for some of the Carpathian warriors.
Oh, yeah. It's like she's tapping into their hidden fears and desires, offering guidance and insights that they maybe can't see for themselves.
It shows us that even these powerful beings, they have doubts and uncertainties. They need guidance just just like everyone else.
And it really highlights Silke's wisdom.
Yeah.
She's not just a warrior, she's also a healer, a seer, a woman who can see beyond the surface and connect with the deeper truths that lie within.
And it's those deeper truths, those connections to something larger than ourselves that ultimately give us strength when we're facing adversity. But
Yeah.
but just when you think things can't get any crazier, Feehan throws in this major curveball.
Oh, hold on. Before you spoil it, let me guess. It has something to do with Benedek's past, right? Maybe an old enemy coming back.
You're on the right track.
Okay.
But it's even more shocking than that Benedek's long-lost brother, Justice, he's revealed to be the ultimate villain of the story.
Wait, what? His brother? I thought Justice was just some random powerful vampire.
Nope. Turns out he's family. And he's not just a vampire, he's something much more powerful, much more dangerous. Even the ancient Carpathians, they feel him.
Wow, talk about a family reunion from hell. This changes everything.
It does. And it sets us up for an epic final showdown, one that will push their strength, their loyalty, their love to the absolute limit.
So we're left with this like massive cliffhanger, right? Benedek's brother, Justice, is this like ultimate evil being that even ancient Carpathians are afraid of. I mean, what does that even mean? How do you even fight something that powerful?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? And Justice, he's not just powerful, he's strategic, he's cruel. There's this really disturbing scene where he starts targeting children, corrupting them with his darkness.
Ugh, that's just awful. It's like he's taking everything pure and innocent and twisting it into something monstrous.
Exactly. It really highlights how insidious evil can be, how it can prey on vulnerability and twist potential for good into something truly horrifying. And facing a threat like this, the Carpathians, they realize they can't do it alone. They start forming alliances with other supernatural beings, even those they've traditionally been at odds with.
Like that saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Right.
But on a much grander, more supernatural scale.
Right. It really speaks to how serious the situation is. The survival of everyone, humans, other supernatural beings, everyone is at stake. They have to put aside their old grudges and rivalries to face this common enemy.
It's a pretty powerful message about unity and cooperation, especially in a world that often feels so divided. But even with these new alliances, I mean, the odds are still stacked against them. How do they even begin to fight someone like Justice?
Well, that's where Silke's unique skills and her adaptability really come into play. She realizes that her traditional methods of demon slaying, they're not going to work against Justice. He's too powerful, too entrenched in darkness.
So what does she do? Does she like try to learn new fighting techniques or find some ancient weapon?
She does something even more unexpected. She turns to the ancient Carpathian healing chants, the songs that can mend not just bodies but souls.
Wow, that's a really bold move. It's like she's fighting darkness with light, evil with compassion. But does it actually work?
It does, but not in the way you might think. It's not like a magical quick fix. It's through this act of healing, of reaching out to her life mate and drawing strength from their bond that she finds the key to defeating Justice.
So it's not just about brute force or magical power. It's about love, compassion, connection. That's actually really beautiful.
It is, and it reminds us that even the most broken souls, they can find redemption. Yeah. It might not be easy, and it might require sacrifice, but it's always possible.
And in the middle of all this, this epic battling and soul searching, Benedek and Silke, they finally have their Lifemate ceremony.
Yes, it's a beautiful blend of Carpathian traditions and Silke's own beliefs. It's a real testament to their love and their commitment to each other.
It's like this little ray of hope amidst all the darkness.
Yeah.
But it must be kind of bittersweet, knowing that their honeymoon is basically a war zone.
Definitely. It really highlights the sacrifices they're both making, for the greater good, for love, for the future.
It's a powerful ending to a really complex and intense story. Feehan really packs a lot into this book. You've got action, romance, mythology, and some really deep philosophical questions about good and evil, love and sacrifice.
Dark Hope is definitely a story that stays with you, long after you finish reading it. It makes you think about the choices we make, the the battles we fight, and the power of love to overcome even the darkest of shadows.
Well, that was quite a journey. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into dark hope. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What moment resonated with you the most? Was it the fierce battles, the ancient lore, or the unique bond between Silke and Benedek? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
And don't forget to spread the love and share this deep dive with your fellow bookworms.
If you were a demon slayer tasked with protecting a world on the brink of darkness, what skills and alliances would you prioritize? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep exploring those literary adventures.